Welcome to my YouTube channel. It's your favorite girl, Ishauna, and today I have an amazing guest. We met yesterday during the demonstrations. Yeah, we were not demonstrating, of course, but we were taking like something in a hotel near town. Yeah, so in Kenya right now, people are really angry because there was this guy who was allegedly killed in a police cell. So people are rioting because he was posting something about like the head of the police. And I can't talk more about that, but I have an amazing guest. Let her introduce herself and tell us more about you.
My name is Caroline Nyanga.
Uh-huh.
I'm a child of God by His righteousness. I'm a journalist by profession. A mother of two, third born in a family of 6.
Wow.
God bless you.
Right. So yesterday when we met, can you tell them a little bit?
Yeah, we met in town during the demonstrations and we connected instantly. I think it's because my younger sister here is a born again Christian too. And we just connected. I don't know how it happened, but I thank God for it. Now I'm here to share with you my life story. It's not easy. It's not been easy, but I thank God for the gift of life. And I'm one person who has crawled through hell pipes, but managed to come out smiling like a rose flower by God's grace, not by my might or strength. Yeah, I've been through a lot of life challenges, but I survived by God's grace. That's all I can say. So maybe if you can ask anything, that's okay.
Yeah. So tell us, how did you come to study journalism?
Well, after my Form 4, you know, 844, I went to Lower Girls High School in Nyanza.
It's good you speak out loudly a
Okay,
bit.
I went to Lower Girls High School in Nyanza, 844, and then I went to India. From there, I proceeded to India for further studies. And as you're well aware, India is normally referred to as the center of the devil due to their nature of worship. They worship cows, goats, animals, of course, they have 365 gods, statues, and stuff like that. So after my Form 4, I went there and I was 18 years old at the time. So I used to accompany my Indian friends to worship idols because I did not know what I was doing at the time. And then, when as a teenager, you're excited, And yeah, we did a lot of things that were ungodly. They also worship snakes. At that time, I even went there. There was is it a python? I don't remember. Cobra or python. I think they were worshiping it, and we were passing by there, and we were able to, attend some of them. So I
You
didn't.
went and worshipped with them?
Yes, because I didn't know what I was doing at the time.
Really?
Yes.
What was it like, for example?
It was so scary because that snake had big eyes. I mean, I don't know how to put it, but when we're there, if you're not doing what the Indians were doing, if you're not following procedures, I mean, at some point I saw the snake. It turned its eyes on me, right on me, as in if you're not doing what the Indians are doing at the time, worshiping me. That is. But I thank God because that is in the past now. So, like I said, I went to India and we used to party a lot. Like beach parties. We used to go for beach parties at the same time. But I took my studies seriously, so I studied Bachelor of Arts in Journalism, Bachelor of Arts in Public Administration, Political Science and Psychology, and then Bachelor of Journalism and Masters of Mass Communication and Journalism also for another 1 year. So by the time I was done, I was in my early 20s. But before I came home, I had an accident. It was a very serious accident. My mom had to come over, my late mom and my elder sister. Yeah, so I underwent major operation at the hospital for about a period of about 9 hours.
Crystal, stop. Go sit down.
For 9 hours, and then I was also transfused 12 pints of blood and IVs. Yeah, so by the time my mom stayed there for a period of 1 month, and then we had to come back to Kenya now. So I arrived back I came back to Kenya I was hospitalized at a hospital, Masaba Hospital. Yeah, while there I met a popular law musician known as Okachibigi, and we had a chat. My late dad is the one who introduced this man to me. I did not know him at the time because I only knew of the likes of Tupac Shakur, American rap and stuff like that, among other popular musicians.
Okay.
But also Okachibigi is a very popular law musician, so yeah, we had a chat, and then I was discharged after my operations. The first operation that I underwent in India was to insert plates. Normally, when you have an accident, when you're fractured, they insert plates to support the bones.
Yeah.
And then all the fractures. And then in Kenya, the operation was to remove the plates now. Yeah, so it was done, and then after that, I was discharged. But the doctor told me that I would never walk, I would never dance, and I would never give birth.
Really?
Yeah, so that was very bad news for me. So I remember Naram took me to a place in Nyanza called Kokuro, and there was a traditional masua. This is a man who uses traditional medicine to massage, fractures or broken bones. Yeah, so I stayed in his home for a period of 5 months. Then he massaged me, and after 5 months, I was able to walk. So after that, I was privileged to get a job with a popular media organization. I will not mention the name. I worked there as a senior entertainment writer. I also specialized in feature stories, human interest stories, obituaries, exclusive stories, among many others, areas. And I thank God for it. So from there, life was okay. I carved a niche for myself as one of the award-winning journalists, and I thank God. So from there, I was able to interview a number of musicians also locally and abroad. Yeah, like for example, in different countries, even South Africa, you name it. But they mainly from DRC, people like Kofi Olomide, Butalikasu, Papa Lolo, Kandabongo Man, Palipupa,
Tell us, how is Kofi Olomide?
He's a good man. He's not bad. But he has the other side of him. He's short tempered. He has a short temper. I mean, if you mess around with him, you're in for it. Yes.
These are celebrities, like we used to like listen to their music. Yeah, so yeah, continue.
Yeah, so I've interviewed virtually most of them, even Nigerian, the likes of, there's so many Nigerian, I don't remember, but I've interviewed virtually most of them. Nigerian musicians and, musicians from Ghana, US, you name it. Every musician who came to Kenya to stage a show or concert, I'll be assigned to interview them, and I thank God. So from there, during my tenure, or during my work at that media organization, I was assigned to interview evil spirits, witch doctors actually.
Really?
Yes.
Like they were looking for someone to go and interview.
Yeah.
With evil spirits.
Yeah, I told you I was winning awards, so I was daring. So I was assigned to interview. Everyone was scared, but I was daring,
Just imagine, guys, like you go and interview evil spirits, like, hey.
Yeah, so I went to a witch doctors then within Nairobi with my colleague, the late. So the witch doctor was able to entice the evil spirits. Yeah, by chanting rituals, burning incense, and using a handbell. So they came. At the time, there were about 7 of them, and we had a chat with them, but they knew us too well. Let me tell you, evil spirits know us too well. Yeah, than you can imagine, because evil spirits are fallen angels, so they were able to interact, talk to them, and.
Is there something that you're supposed to take like to the witch so that he can entice the spirits?
No, I told you he was enticing the spirits using burning incense, using a handbell, and chanting rituals. Those are the things that he uses because they belong to him.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't have to take anything to a witch doctor's then, no.
Or I heard some people I hear they say that they took gifts.
Yeah, that is if probably you consulted a witch doctor and maybe those are, things that you wanted to things that you wanted him to assist you with, or maybe to help you, make a way out for you. Maybe, if you succeed, then you have a right to thank him.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a must, but they always want you to go back and say thank you.
Oh.
If that is, if things work out for you,
Mm-hmm.
if they grant you your heart desire, that is, then you have to go and say thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, and this, when you go there, whenever you thank the witch doctor, the witch doctor is an employee, is employed by evil spirits. So basically, it's like you thanking the evil spirits by taking, but sacrifices, gifts, and stuff like that. It depends.
Okay.
Yes.
So after he enticed them.
Yeah, so we are able to speak to them.
Mm-hmm.
There are about 7 of them at the time. They spoke in pure Kiswahili. These are foreign angels. So when they're in Kenya, they know Kiswahili. When they, it depends. Maybe in the US, they speak different languages. These are fallen angels. So at the time, the witch doctor was speaking pure Kiswahili, then they were able to speak with us Kiswahili, me and my colleague. So they told us, I asked them about their duty, and they told me, they quoted the Bible, the part that says to kill, steal, and destroy. And then they told me, they asked for to talk to my late father and many other relatives, and I told them there's no connection between the living and the dead. And apart from that, I asked them where they come from. They told me they live in various oceans, like Indian, Pacific, Atlantic, Southern Ocean, and I said Indian Ocean, Atlantic Ocean, Southern Ocean, and Pacific Ocean. Yeah, they told me that. And Arctic Ocean. So there are 5 oceans. That's where they live. And so they're enticed, they come out, they come and drink those. When we went to the witch doctors, then I told you there were pots of blood. Oh, I didn't mention that, did I?
Not yet.
There were huge pots of blood. So when they're enticed, they come out of the ocean, they come and drink the blood. These are spirits, you cannot see them. And then they fly to different countries.
So that blood is for humans or for animals?
When I inquired, they told me, the witch doctor told me it's for animals, but I did not believe him.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't want to go into details, or
Yeah, because it can also bring some problems.
Very true, yeah. So from there, we had a conversation with this evil spirit, and then at some point, the photographer requested if we could take pictures, and they obliged. So by the time he was taking pictures, when looking at them, we could see skeletons, and then the pictures disappeared after some time.
But when you were speaking to them, you were seeing them as...
You can never see evil spirits when you're talking to them.
They were just talking.
They're just talking. You can never see evil spirits. Evil spirits, you talk to them, but you cannot see them. Okay. But they talk to you, they talk. You can actually hear their voices, the sounds. They talk. You can interact.
How is like their voice?
The voice is, high-pitched. High-pitched. Some have bass, but most of them are high-pitched. The voices are high-pitched. Like somebody in a borehole or a well. You understand?
Yeah.
It's not normal. It's not human. And it's so scary. I mean, I don't know. It brings chills into your body. It's not unusual, but it's not normal. That's all I can say. That's what I encountered at the time.
Wow.
So it was a scary process, and then after that, after the interview, I decided to go outside to go to a nearest church because I was feeling unwell. So my colleague did not see the need of going to a church. 6 months after the interview, he passed on. I survived by God's grace. And I'm still alive, and I thank God. But even though I'm alive, but I've been going through a lot of spiritual battles. I mean, there are things that sometimes I sleep, I feel like things are in my room, sleeping in moving within my house, my compound, my body. So it's not been easy. I've undergone deliverance with several pastors, several servants of God. I've been to like more than 50 churches. And in most cases, the evil spirits have overwhelmed or overpowered the servants of God. The ones that I've been to, not all. Like I said, majority have not stood firm with God. I'm sorry to say that, but that is the truth. A few have stood firm with God, it is well. I'm not in a position to judge anybody because I'm not perfect. But during my first deliverance, the spiritual husband within me who lived in who used my body. He's called Amos. Yeah, he overpowered. There were 5 servants of God. 3 remained in church and 2 went out because he demanded that if you're not spiritually strong, you leave. So 3.
How did you get to know he's Amos or he?
Because I was told he was speaking through. He was using my body.
Okay, when
to
deliverance
tell
was
servants
going
of God
on.
and members of church that I am so and so. Because man of God was asking, who are you? And says Amos. Yeah, so I don't know. I was just told that because he was using my body. At that time, I was unconscious, so I can't tell. But I was being told that Amos was speaking using my body.
Something that people don't know, if you visit a witch doctor's den, you are assigned a spiritual husband.
Yes.
And it is even hard to get married.
Yeah, that is the problem now. So
and you know, even if like you are a father or a mom, you visit witch doctor, your daughters will not get married.
That's the problem now.
They'll have men who come to like even give them babies, but they'll not even take care of those children.
True.
They'll go because there's that spiritual husband that is blocking them from getting married.
True.
Yeah, so after that, did you continue with your job?
Yes, I continued my job. I even went to, and then after that, after the interview, of course, like I told you, my colleague passed on. I survived by God's grace because I was prayed for. Deliverance was conducted and stuff like that.
Just a minute. We pause a little bit. I think I had my children. So guys, I had to pause to do mommy duties here and there. I hope you are understanding. Yeah, so we were at the spiritual husband who was overtaking many people.
Yes.
The 5 pastors, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, let's continue.
So it went on. Even I went to different churches, and most of the times the spiritual husband me overpowered pastors who have not stood righteously with God or firm with God. Let me put it that way. My message is very simple. If you cannot deliver them, they'll deliver you. Pastors, men of God, I'm talking to you. I'm not saying that I'm not,
I understand. Let me tell you one thing. I had a story whereby like there was someone who was having evil spirits.
Yes.
When he went for deliverance, the evil spirits in that man were talking to the pastor that, hey, well, what are you telling us? And yesterday you were with another lady.
Yes,
even we are in this church. Yeah, that piano person is ours. Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. If you're not standing righteously with God, men of God, pastors, they'll deliver you. Anyway, so it happened. I went to different churches and I tended to overpower most of servants of God. The spiritual husband, or the spirit in me using my body, because I was unconscious at the time, overpowered men of God. But anyway, that's in the past. Now, after that, I remember my second encounter after with the evil spirits was when I met when I took a friend of mine from Mukambani to a witch doctor's den, a different den. It's called a witch doctor's den. So there he
Mukambani.
A friend of mine from Mukambani, I took her to a witch doctor's den within Nairobi, a different one, not the one that we went to with the photographer.
Okay.
So the spirits looked at me and they said, "We know you. You know, this once you've interacted with this evil spirit, they tend to know you. They discuss among themselves and they're familiar with you." So
what was the purpose of the visit?
I wanted a rich man, Sonko Flani.
Oh.
Yeah, I was tired of hustlers and stuff like that, so I wanted somebody who could provide for her. So I told her, since I've been to a witch doctor's den and I'm conversant with the spirits, let me take you. So I took her, and then they told me, "We know you," immediately on the spot, and I was surprised because these were different then. And we had a chat, and this lady was given concoction by the witch doctor to put in the man's food, water, and drink.
Hey.
Yeah, they had an affair, but it didn't last because it's not from God.
Yeah.
So my third encounter was when I met a man who I later learned that was an assistant witch doctor. I was married to this man.
But before you married to him, you didn't know he was a witch doctor?
I didn't know because he was a musician.
Oh, he was a
He's
musician
but
from Congo or Kenya?
From for a foreign country, let me put it that way.
Okay, okay.
Based in Kenya.
Okay.
But the family was in TZ, something of the sort.
Okay.
So I met him, and I don't know, one thing led to another. I didn't want him, but for some reason I ended up with this man. I have never understood, but it is well.
You know, there's some people who use like those charms.
Probably, I think so.
To attract.
So
the same way, the same way like ladies are going to a witch doctor's den to receive like concoction so that they can get rich men. Also, these things of attraction oil. If you're here and you see these things on TikTok or Instagram, like things like attraction oil to attract like money. You don't need all that. You need God. When the Lord's favor shines upon you, you won't even need to attract a dream rich men or this and that. Money will just follow you so long as you work on yourself and become a person of value, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So let me proceed. So then it didn't last, like I said. So my third encounter was when I learned that the person who married me was an assistant witch doctor when I met this man. So we used to fight a lot. I lacked inner peace. I used to interview various musicians locally and abroad, like I told you, the big wigs, the big names, but I was never happy. Then at some point, we used to fight a lot. Whenever I conceived, I would lose the pregnancies.
Really?
I have 2 girls, but I lost like 4 pregnancies, so there would have been 6. But it is well. The battle belongs to God. So there's a time this man brought in a man who I later learned was a witch doctor, a relative of his. He calls him brother. So we lived in the same house, and this guy used to make concoction for us to drink. I later learned this concoction was made of dead bodies. You understand, dead bodies. I mean, cemetery where dead bodies are buried, cemetery, and bones and flesh of dead people, and that water that is used to preserve dead bodies. Yeah, so we were just taking it with many others. Some passed on, some survived, but I'm alive by God's grace. Then I was also instructed to use this concoction to bath. So I used to bath with it. I didn't know what I was doing. Then he also planted some flowers in our compound, so many flowers. When pastors came in at some point to pray, they said those were monitoring spirits. I don't know. I don't know.
What? So some flowers could be monitoring
Yes, there are
spirits.
so many. I don't know why he planted them, but it is well. The battle belongs to God, like I said. So apart from that, I lacked a peace, like I said. We used to fight a lot. Yeah, and I was a very beautiful lady at the time. But then, like I said, a lot of things were done in my body. I was cut. They used a razor blade to cut. The witch doctor, cut my body, my back especially, and then was inserting some medicine. I don't know. He said I would get more money and even get well, because at the time I was not too well. But then I was alive. The devil came to kill, steal, and destroy. My situation got worse. Then, to make matters worse, to add salt to injury, he instructed that I buy chicken, and then he brought out a syringe, took the blood from the chicken, injected me with it, and vice versa. Someone even made a joke and said I had blood transfusion with chicken. So
I don't want to laugh, but so, why was he making such a
I think
joke?
they're just taking my I don't know. People have different ways of perceiving things. So
it's not a funny thing, though.
I know.
Yeah.
So apart from that, my life, I mean, things just went haywire. I mean, my life has never been the same again. I went through a lot of stagnation, limitation, and setback, rejection, anger, bitterness, a lot of stuff. So after that, I had like, I could do concerts in a club and make like $500,000 per night.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
A particular club. So especially when I hosted the low musicians, the popular low musicians. But then I lost everything. I had plots, I had cars, I had 2 vehicles and a bus. And these plots were more than 10 plots with title deeds. I lost everything. Things were just not working out for me at all.
Don't worry.
So as I'm talking to you, I mean, I lost everything. And then at some point, this man decided to he said he was going to a neighboring country. And then when he came back, he said he's a pastor. He decided to give his life to Christ. Although he's never apologized to me, but it is well. Like I said, the battle belongs to God. Then he remarried. Yeah, so left me with the kids, but it is well. I forgave him already. I have no grudges with him. Since then, I mean, my life has never been the same, but
It's like they took your shine,
I think so.
your star. You
Yes.
know, there is what we are born with when we are
Yes.
children, something that helps you attract wealth. I even heard that when children come to this life, their hands are like this.
Yeah.
So it's like they're holding their blessings. So
So.
when witch doctors want to like take children's blessing, they'll just open their hands and then they take
True.
their blessings from them. So, okay, it's like they took their star, but
True.
nothing is impossible with God.
Yes.
And that is why even me, I don't take my children to our own village. I come from Ukambani, and Ukambani, there are a lot of witches. You even find this, your auntie is a witch, this here is a witch, you know. And funny thing, they can even take wherever you're stepping.
I know.
What is it called? The footprints.
Footprint.
So I never take my children there because my mom used to take us to the village and dump us there when we were children. So you never know if maybe somebody tried to steal our destiny. Because for me, I know I have a great destiny. But sometimes I wonder, is this my life really? But I'm gonna fight with the devil and make sure that I am where I am supposed to be.
Amen.
Yeah, so tell me how you cope right now. It's really sad, you know, like you had wealth from God,
True.
and then now the devil came took it from you.
Yes.
Unknowingly.
So basically, I lost everything, and like I told you, he remarried, but my life has never been the same. I mean, even people who my friends took off, people just got tired of me. You know, human beings, when you lose wealth or when you lose fame and wealth, they tend to forget about it. It's only God who can never tire of you, but human beings do.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I've been through a lot of challenges. Yeah, I even at some point where I was working, I mean, kazi dish, I mean, I lost my job. I mean, I could work but no pay, so there was no need. You understand? Like I told you, I have 3 degrees, and it's not easy. So I've been surviving by God's grace. And other than that, I forgot to say that I even went to the mortuary to interview morticians.
Oh, yeah,
In various hospitals. Morticians, they nurse the dead. I am a living being, so I have my nurse is different from that who nurses the dead. So they showed me the steps involved in treating dead bodies. There are about 5 of them, including injecting them in formalin to preserve the body, to embalming the body. I don't know, beautification.
Even doing makeup.
That is what is called beautification,
Okay.
and then removing the intestine, I think so, and soaking it in formalin and washing it. I don't know, I've forgotten the names, but there are about 5 steps. So I was able to see many dead bodies. At the time they locked me in with dead bodies for almost 30 minutes inside.
Was it scary?
It was so scary because I was the only living being, the rest were dead. But I was daring, like I said. I went to different hospitals. Now the last hospital that I went to was in Nyanza, where I met somebody by the name mortuary attendant, a madman. He has not studied mortuary science like morticians. He just watches over the dead. So he was dancing and he was saying that everyone is dancing there except me. So he kept dancing and tapping thighs of dead. You know when you die you're naked, of dead women. And then he told me, why do you feel safe when you can actually sleep with you when you're normal? He told me that the lady who refused to have an affair with him, but when she was brought in, when the body was home, slept with him. I mean, he slept with her and then was able to put the body in the freezer. I don't know. So I felt I was dealing with a cycle. So basically, I think my encounter with evil spirits, with the witch doctors, and with the morticians and mortuary attendants and stuff like that affected my life a lot, and especially the witchcraft, because I believe that India being the center of the devil, having studied there, paved way for me to come back to Kenya, and then I was able to interview this evil spirit with the witch doctor. That paved way for me taking a friend of mine to a witch doctor. Paved way for me
To
getting
marry
married
to
to a
one.
assistant witch doctor, and then he brought a witch doctor into our house, and that's it. So my life has never been the same. I lost everything. Like I'm talking to you right now, it's been 6 years. I have no job. I'm surviving by God's grace. I have nothing totally. But I'm trusting God because our God is a God of restoration.
Yeah.
I have no grudges towards my former husband because I'm not perfect either. But because, like I said, the battle belongs to God. All I can request my viewers, wherever they are, first of all, is to subscribe to my YouTube channel.
Yeah, subscribe to her channel.
My channel, which is Caroline, as in Caroline, and then Nyanga, Caroline Nyanga Network. Kindly subscribe, like, share for the glory of God. And then also, if I can, it's not easy. First of all, I want to say that I thank God because after some of my testimonies, I've been able to get. God was able to help me get a destiny helper to take my daughter to college. She just finished Form 4. In fact, she survived by God's grace. That time she was critically ill. I think they wanted to take her away too, but she's alive by God's grace. But she's been having complications. Sometimes she says she can hardly sleep, severe headache, you know, excess bleeding, a lot of things. So I thank God for the bringing a destiny helper into my life, who is sponsoring my daughter at the moment, certificate in nursing. But I believe that God will make a way out for somebody maybe to come in. If she can do after certificate, maybe do upgrade. You understand? That would be awesome.
We thank God for even for the little. It's called gratitude.
Yes, because that's why I don't know him. But he watched one of my testimonies and he was touched. And he was decided to just send money for my daughter's, nursing college because knowing that I have nothing, no job. Apart from that, personally, also the time I started bleeding due to these things that were done in my body, the initiation and stuff like that. I bled for 5 months, non-stop. Not days, but months. So I went to a neighboring country for prayers, and man of God traced my root cause problem to when I met this man. He just said the root cause of your problem stemmed from this number of years. So when I calculated, when I met this man, this former husband of mine. But like I said, the battle belongs to God. Like I said, right now I have not had a job for more than 6 years. So if I can get a man, men and women of influence, I know you're watching me wherever you are. I do not know where you are, but if you're watching me, if God puts it in your heart, maybe you can reach out to me, by maybe helping me buy so I can start my own podcast channel, buy things like camera, a good phone, good quality phone, camera, stand. There's so many things.
Yeah, so that
Maybe
at least your watch hours can improve also.
Yes.
You can also leave your number. You can tell them your number.
Yeah, my number is I don't know what I say, +254.
Yeah, you can say +2. Okay, you can just say +254 or zero. Both. Just say both.
So the first number is 0724 58 44 43. 0724 58 44 43.
Okay.
And the second number is 0722 81 8894.
Okay.
0722 818894. The second number has a huge that's why I rarely use it.
Oh.
Yeah, so sometimes it's not easy. But this other number, at least I was able to get it just to enable me not survive. At least if I get something, I can be able to survive with. I do not have only a daughter. I have two girls, like I told you. But we are
The
surviving.
other one is in?
She's in campus.
Both of them?
No, this one is not in campus. This is under. She just went to a nursing college.
Oh.
There's a difference between campus and nursing college.
Okay.
She's underage, so she went to a nursing college because she has not attained 18 years old to be able to go to university.
Oh.
University is 18 years plus.
Okay.
So this one, she's there but surviving by God's grace. I mean, sometimes she's forced to just go and do manual jobs to pay her fees. You understand? Because that grant that is given to them sometimes is not enough.
Okay.
And then it's not been easy. Like right now, she's somewhere outside Nairobi just trying to hustle. But I thank God the fact that I'm alive. But personally, I also don't like just being idle. If I can get, like I said, start my own podcast, camera, good quality camera, I don't know how to call them.
Yeah, I understand.
You-
Stand.
Stand, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, camera and stuff like that. That would be
Yeah.
awesome.
If you're there and you have something, even like to send her for food, or you can support her, start her own podcast channel. Her number is there. I'll also write it on the screen and even in the description box so that at least you can also support her. I know the devil comes to steal, kill, and destroy,
Yes.
but we have come so that, but Jesus came so that we may have life
And that
and
more.
life indeed,
Yes.
Yeah, so there are these ladies who love to go to witch doctors, I don't know, to get rich husband. No, don't do that. You're going even to steal, he's going even to steal your own destiny that God gave you for free. And for you to get wealth, you have to take time and become a person of value. I always talk about this in my channel. If you want to get wealth, become a person of value. Provide solutions, yeah, so that you can get wealth. And wealth takes time. And also you have to go through also sometimes pain for you to
True.
get wealth. So if you want wealth that comes quick, it comes with a lot of things.
True.
Yeah. And the Bible says that our God is the one who gives us the ability to make wealth. So if you're there and you think that going to witch doctors to get wealth, you are umebant, tuseme tu hivyo. And also something else I can say, would you advise ladies before you get married, what are you supposed to do first? Because you can find yourself being married to a witch doctor or someone who's not like Nene. What would you advise ladies?
Um, well, cut it off.
Yeah, just advise them something like before they get married or something.
Yeah, for young ladies who maybe want to get married, you need to have a man who's spiritually fit or who's serving God. Not necessarily, okay, there are those who don't serve God. Okay, there are those who serve God, but it depends. Just ask God to give you the right person. That's what I can say. Because you cannot judge a book by its cover. There are those who are born again, but they are pretending they're just different. They're not okay. But there are those who are not born again, but they're good. So ask God to give you the right life partner to live with, and also avoid, just going to clubs and dancing, and then you meet somebody and you don't even know the background too well. You end up with the wrong person. So, and then your life will be in shambles. Personally, I met with this man. He was a musician, like I said. I didn't want him, but somehow I think there's something he used, and we were together. And now my life is in shambles. You understand? So I would not advise anybody, any young lady who's looking for a man, to just this is my party, whatever. Because Satan is very active in clubs and stuff like that. Seek God. God will give you the right partner. I'm sure God has each and every person has a life partner. If you seek God diligently, God will be able to direct you to the right person. So
Yeah.
that's what I can tell you. And a God-fearing man would be awesome. Yeah, because we are living in end times, and nobody knows the time, hour of day, the Son of Man shall return. That is Jesus Christ. So the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. So kindly seek God and get a man who's God-fearing before you decide to have a relationship or an affair. Seek God first. God will be able to direct you because He's your loving Father. He cannot give you the wrong choice. He'll give you your heart desire, or even if it's not your heart desire, you'll be able to. After some time, things will just work out for you. But if you rush, it's a different story. I mean, it will be like Chinua Achebe, things fall apart.
You
You
know,
understand?
like for example, I hear these stories like I watched this guy on YouTube. I don't remember his name. And the ladies that go there, they met these guys in clubs and they were people who were very, very like nasty. For example, there's this lady who met Nigerian men, and those Nigerian men, whatever they did to her, I wouldn't advise anyone to meet people in clubs, but I hear there are people who met in clubs and now they are married.
Yeah, that's
They are not bad people. Even online, you have to be really careful when you're meeting people online, because you never know like who you are meeting.
true.
Like someone wants to send you just free money, and then they go and harvest your kidney. You never know. So be careful when you're meeting people. This is for the young ladies. Before you choose a man, make sure that you like know, first of all, he has to be saved. He might not have a very good job, but make sure that he is saved and he serves God. And then from there you can work it out.
True.
Yeah, because I think it's really sad that you were doing well and then you met this guy and then your life was in shambles. Do you know that sometimes marriage is a battleground?
Yeah, it's a battlefield. I know that.
Yeah, marriage is a battleground. And I hope you have learned one or two, three things from this video. I actually forgot to ask. Did you come from a Christian background? Like
Yes, I did.
your parents?
Yeah, my dad was a Catholic.
Mm-hmm.
My mom SDA.
Mm-hmm.
But personally, after worshiping in Catholic, I never went to SDA. I was a Catholic. I went to Black Girl was missionary school.
Mm-hmm.
But we used to pray, especially Catholic, style. But I decided to give my life to Christ at some point. Yeah, so basically, I accepted Jesus Christ as my Lord and personal Savior. I made a decision to do so.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Wow. So I hope you have learned something from this story. Sometimes you might be doing good in life, then you meet certain people and your life just falls apart, then your friend leaves. But there's what can I tell you? Defeat is psychological. So long as you're not yet dead, I believe that you have a second chance to life. Okay, guys, don't give up. If you're there and you have gone through such stories, you can even contact me. My number is 0717 022 582. And also, if you relate to this story, know that you're not alone. You can be more prayerful, pray at night, read the word of God, and I believe that nothing is impossible with God.
With God, all things are possible.
Yeah, He's able to deliver you from any situation.
Yeah.
I think it's time I finish up this story, guys. Thank you so much for watching, for listening up to this point. Please make sure to like and subscribe. And I love you so much. Mwah, mwah, mwah. You are just the best, best, best. I'll see you on the next one. So make sure to go and subscribe to her channel, give her a like, and help her reach the watch hours. Bye, guys.
And before you conclude, I want to say one thing. The book of Jeremiah 32, verse 27, it says, I am the Lord your God, the God of all flesh. Is there anything too hard for me?
Wow.
So with God, all things are possible. There's nothing too hard for our God.
Yeah.
God is a spirit. God can never lie. God can never change. Our parents can change. Our relatives can change. Our brothers, sisters, husbands, wives, whatever it is. Politicians, pastors, but God can never change.
Yeah.
So seek God first. Other seek the kingdom of God and all its righteousness, and every other thing shall be added unto you.
True.
Silver and gold belongs to God. The earth and everything in it, the world and all who live in it belong to God. God bless you.
Bye, guys. Thank you so much for
Bye.
watching.